Finals taking place this coming weekend. It is a full week of fixtures for round 2 of the ABSA Premiership. Kaizer Chiefs play host to Bidvest. Kaizer Chiefs want to overturn their 1-1 opening draw against Mamelodi Sundowns. Mamelodi Sundowns will be looking to do the same thing at the Peter Mokaba Stadium when they play Polokwane City. Both of those matches kicking off at 7:30, and just one match on Women's Day as Highlands Park play host to Black Leopards. The 2018 PHL season, or the Premier Hockey League season, gets underway this weekend at the Randburg Astro in Johannesburg. What will follow is 3 weeks of field hockey action, culminating in the third Premier Hockey League champions being crowned on the 26th of this month. 6 men's and women's teams are taking part, and after the draft, which is based on the NBA and NFL model, it's set to be an exciting season. Joining me is international player Miguel de Graca and Kirsten Paton, who just returned from the Women's World Cup in London. Good morning and welcome to Morning Live to the both of you.
Thank you.
Morning.
Kirsten, I'm going to start with you. Massive to actually go and represent South Africa at the Women's World Cup. Not quite the tournament we would have hoped for, though, with 3 losses and just 1 draw.
Yeah, I think it was really difficult and the results were really disappointing. I think not for a lack of effort, maybe for a little bit of a lack of preparation and exposure to international hockey. But at the end of the day, it's a learning curve for everyone, and it's a relatively young side, and for that, I think there is positivity to come out of it and a lot of learnings to be made from the World Cup. So as much as it was a disappointing result, I think we can take a lot away from it.
I'm sure you've also learned quite a bit as a player and grown quite a lot.
Yeah, like I said, our exposure to international hockey is few and far between. So when you get these events, at more major events, it is a big learning curve and you have to learn and learn quickly. So it was really exciting and I definitely learned a lot.
I think I said 3 losses and 1 draw. It was 2 losses and then 1 draw, just to correct myself. Miguel, you have just completed the interprovincial tournament, so you've also been playing tournament hockey, but locally, ending second there. How are you feeling going into this year's Premier Hockey League?
Yeah, we're feeling good. I think this IPT was quite a tough one on everyone. It was 7 games in 7 days, and at that tempo, it is tough on the body and guys are feeling it a bit, but this week of rest and playing preparation that we've had, I think guys are actually super excited for this weekend and the next 2 weekends to come.
Kirsten alluded to it, that we have a lack of international exposure for our national teams. How does the IPT and the PHL fill that gap?
I think it's getting the top players in the country playing against one another more often. So the more we can do this sort of thing, the easier it is to kind of bridge that gap. I still think it is quite hard to bridge the gap, but we're getting there slowly, and thanks to sponsors like CTM that put the money out there for events like the PHL to help us get there. So
it's quite an exciting format. I said that there is a draft, and you've got a couple of marquee players, you've got a couple of players that stay on from the previous season, and then you get this auction for players. What's it like as a player, though, to be exposed to something like that?
It's a little bit nerve-wracking. This year we were on the way back from World Cup, obviously, so we were catching flights, and everyone was on Twitter and getting really excited about where everyone was going to land up. So it is really exciting. I think for me it was really exciting this year because I moved from the Daisies, which was an under-21 side, into a side, so it was exciting to see where I was going to land up, and I think it's a good move for me.
Madikwe Rangers, you're in a squad with a 2-time Olympian in Lisa Dietlefs. You must be quite excited.
Yes, very. Obviously we played together in the national side and you can learn a lot from her there, but I think in areas like this where it is more relaxed, you do gain a lot of experience as well, and I think she's a great leader, and I'm excited to be a new addition to the team.
Talking about moving, Miguel, you're also moving from 2 times champions from the Cavemen now to the Addo Elephants.
Yeah, I think that's just purely because we want to share the trophy amongst the other teams. So I've been moved to a different team, to the Elephants. So yeah, I'm excited also to play with different players, play under a completely different coach. So I've never really been coached by Cheslin Gee, so I'm actually excited to see what can be offered.
Your first match is going to be against the Drakensberg Dragons, and obviously playing for the Cavemen, you would have known them from the finals at last year's PHL. How are you feeling ahead of that match, and have you had time even to train with the Addo Elephants team?
No, so our training time involves a lot of WhatsApp messages at the moment. Obviously, because everyone's from their different areas, it's quite hard to get the groups together. But the guys that are together in their regions, they are doing a bit of training, a bit of specialist short corner training and that sort of thing. So it's exciting. The Rangers have got a good team on paper, but it's a good thing that hockey's played on Astro, not paper.
The Orange River Rafters, when it comes to the women's side of the PHL, was the fairy tale story of last season, from where they came to actually winning the title. Who's going to be the team to look out for this year?
I think that's really difficult to say. Looking at the teams, I think it's a lot more evenly spread this year. There are a few national players that are away due to other commitments, but I do think it's a lot more balanced. I think the Bunters have a really good side. I think the Daisies are going to be a pleasant surprise. The Lakers will always be strong. So for me right now, I can't pick an outright favourite.
And it all gets underway, and then we've got 3 weekends. You mentioned how difficult it is for the teams, with everybody coming from all different places, to actually make up these teams that are in the PHL. But it all happens over 3 weekends, so it's lots of hard action. But it's also good for the fans, isn't it, Miguel?
It definitely is. So if you're in the Joburg area, come down to the Randburg Astro. It is really fun. There's ball boys and ball girls, so it is fast and action-packed. And hopefully there'll be a lot of goals also to go with it.
Lovely stuff. Thank you so much to the both of you, Miguel de Graca as well as Kirsten Paton. We wish you guys all the best of luck with your respective PHL teams.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The Premier Hockey League gets underway. It's season number 3 at the Randburg Astro this coming weekend. And that is how we come to the end of your sport on Morning Live for today. Have a brilliant Tuesday ahead. Time now for your headline news.